like you can feel the energy coming through the screen, and they're like, hey, I want to go learn more about this person.
I've been amazingly impressed by just the caliber of professionals here and what they're doing, and definitely need to up my A game for sure.
The first thing you have, which in my opinion is the most important, is your reputation and your Rolodex.
After a while, I saw that there was really this need of helping these groups of peoples and entrepreneurs. And that's what I really started to pivot when I started my brokerage, is to focus on that.
Forget chasing single-family rentals. Let's build commercial portfolios. Collect the best insights and information from commercial real estate experts and industry heavyweights on this episode of the Rent Stew podcast.
Live from CREi Summit 2025 in Palm Desert, California, this is the Rent Stew podcast. I'm your host, Christian Cotta with Hungry Investments. If you love commercial real estate, if you're looking to learn about commercial real estate, investing, development, brokerage, all things that come with commercial real estate, you want to try and excel your career, you want to figure out what career paths there are, you want to learn from the brightest and best people in the industry from all aspects, you're in the right place, because this is the Rent Stew podcast, and we are helping you figure that out. And today, I'm joined by Heather Boren with Estate Match Realty.
Yes.
And you're also, is it an adjunct?
Yes.
An adjunct professor?
Yes.
Of real estate and finance?
Yes.
At Pepperdine University. Oh, man, see, I'm good. My team's good. I got a little note card cheat sheet, but I did do my research. Yeah. I did look it up prior to scheduling this, and all of those things were extremely intriguing. So before we dive too far in, because the purpose and the premise of the podcast is I really want to help people connect with people in our industry that they can either, they find somebody that they really, there's like a synergy there. Like you can feel the energy coming through the screen, and they're like, hey, I want to go learn more about this person, maybe reach out to them, get guidance, mentorship, or just ask questions. And, I feel like we've got a great group of people here that we can, connect people with, do networking, help, maybe you find somebody that is the next person that works for you. Who knows? Yeah. So why don't you help and let's dig a little deeper. Tell me more about you.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me. This is amazing that you have this set up, and for not just me, but for everybody that's here. Yeah. I appreciate it.
I want to amplify you guys.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. So I started in the industry working for institutional investors. So I was on the landlord side for many, many years. And I saw how many business owners, tenants were underrepresented. I mean, people would come to me after ready to sign a lease and ask me questions. And I'm thinking, why are you asking me questions? I'm going to be the landlord side. So after a while, I saw that there was really this need of helping these groups of peoples and entrepreneurs. And that's what I really started to pivot when I started my brokerage, is to focus on that. And the same angle was always to elevate business owners and elevate people. So that's predominantly what I focus on in my practice, although I do have backgrounds in underwriting and institutional investing. All that is really to transform that within my brokerage practice, which is based out of Los Angeles, California.
And in your brokerage, it's a boutique brokerage. Mm-hmm. What do you guys specialize in?
So it sounds better than it is, me, myself, and I.
Okay.
But I do get to say I'm a 100% women-owned brokerage. So I'll focus on, because I am independent, I have a little bit more of that luxury to choose what I like and have that background. So my bread and butter is retail, office, and industrial. Okay. So unlike some others that might specialize in an asset class, I have the background to do it. So I focus more on thinking what's the right fit asset class for the client and business needs.
Gotcha. So you have the client, and then what their assets are, and you kind of match. That's the estate match.
Exactly. Okay. I see what you did. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't know the light bulb just went off there as I was doing that. Because I know, like you said, a lot of people do kind of, go into one asset class. I do talk about that a lot. I mean, there's 5 asset classes. And if you were to lay them out like playing cards, where we're at with, and I'll say where we are with retail, we're almost at one end of the spectrum. And then the multifamily, I would put it on the opposite end of the spectrum. And then you sort of see the overlap, the hospitality kind of overlaps between, multifamily. And then you get the office, which I would say kind of overlaps there with the hospitality. And then you have industrial, and that's where the leases start to get the same as. So you have office, industrial, and retail.
Yeah.
So you understand all the leasing.
Correct.
The underwriting is similar but different.
Yeah.
And so what is, when you do this, is there one that you really kind of enjoy the most, or you like all of them?
I'd say I really enjoy the creative aspect and the strategy, and we get that with retail. I mean, there's probably no 2 deals that look alike in retail.
Yeah, never.
There's so much variety there, so it really gets the strategy juices going. I'd say then is office. You can get a little bit more creative with the business owner, but when you're working with, let's say, an institutional investor who's the landlord, there's only so much you can do as well. So we have some levers we can pull on the negotiation. Warehouse, industrial is more straightforward. Sometimes we can create, especially if there's a user who needs like flexible space or is in the entertainment industry, but it's pretty standardized as far as like the lease deal goes. And I think that also crosses over with the underwriting. So I would say I will enjoy retail, office, and both of them equally. Industrial, probably less when it comes to the creative side of things.
So you're a solopreneur, broker.
Yes.
Have you had other agents work underneath you before?
I did briefly, and I realized that wasn't the structure I wanted to go with because it's a different model, in my opinion. Other people see differently.
Oh, no.
And
That's why I want to ask.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a different perspective.
Yeah, and so what I found was because I'm independent and solo, I can collaborate with anybody. I'm not stuck with collaborating with just within top brokerage firm or somebody calling the brokerage firm and saying, who is the go-to person in this market? I can work with, and I have colleagues that are also independent brokers like myself. We also have that knowledge base. So we're not starting from scratch with somebody who's entry level and trying to get them and help them while also trying to work with the client and work on the deal. But we can collaborate and we can work together. And if we're working together, we just split it anyways. So rather than having additional overhead, dollars, liability, we can collaborate. Everybody has their own independent structure or is with a firm, and we make it work. And I think that's what's so valuable is I can do that, and we can do that.
But it's not something you just come right into the industry and do.
No.
Without experience.
Correct.
So where'd you get the experience?
I started on the institutional side for investors. So I'd say I got paid to learn.
Yeah.
So I had a salary. I was with the companies for 8-9 years. I met brokers that way because I was hiring a lot of the brokers, underwriting the transactions, handling the lease deals. So when I decided for the next venture, it was either do I continue what I'm doing or try this brokerage that everybody that I knew it was doing, and do I decide to go with a firm or do it on my own? And I made that entrepreneurial mindset of let's give it a shot. Let me do it on my own.
So with the institutional, was that like REITs? Was it private, private equity groups, both?
It was both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Both. Yeah. One was a family.
Build your network.
Exactly. Build your network. And that was the most important thing, was building the network, not just with
Build
that
your reputation.
Exactly.
I like to say this. I
Yes.
say it in a lot of my, podcasts and videos. In this industry, the first thing you have, which in my opinion is the most important, is your reputation and your Rolodex.
Yes.
Yeah. And that helped you build both.
Yes, exactly.
Build the credibility. Now, how did you, so being a professor of finance and real estate, I have a finance degree.
Wonderful.
I come from a real estate family.
Great.
Yeah. So we're kindred spirits in that sense. And I love the financial analysis. So I do kind of geek out. I was telling you, we put some pro forma sheets together, all that kind of stuff. You can click the card up here in the corner, and you can go watch some of those videos. But, we get some really detailed spreadsheets, Excel sheets, underwriting, and it gets kind of exciting when you start plugging in the numbers and seeing the deal coming together and like, oh my God, this deal's going to work. Like, these numbers make sense, and how there is no guessing. Like, if you know what you're doing and you have the experience and you're plugging in the numbers that you feel comfortable with, the output tells you yay or nay. Ours actually is green or red, and it says go or no go. So
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
how did you get into working at Pepperdine?
So I don't advertise it too much, but I had a background in
You're
underwriting.
totally advertising it now.
Right? Oh, goodness, which is Argus, using Argus underwriting.
Oh, my God. I haven't heard Argus in a long time.
Yeah. So I started working, or teaching, I should say, at UCLA Extension. My undergrad was UCLA. I was Philip Bruin. And then eventually also went to Pepperdine for my MBA. But because of that, it got me a position there. And actually was a student of mine that was in that class. He came up to me and said, hey, Pepperdine's going to be starting this Masters of Real Estate program. Would you be interested in teaching? I'm like, yeah, of course. Pepperdine sounds great. So I got connected with Pepperdine, the right people there that were putting on the degree program, and got in from the ground up with their program. So I got to talk to them about what I think industry professionals are looking for, what classes they would like students to obtain. And they had most of the program already. And then they said, great, would you like teaching Argus for us? So they gave me Argus. Then liked what I was doing, gave me another class. Would you teach real estate finance for us? And it just kind of continued from there, where they kept giving me whatever classes that I could teach or wanted to teach, help with any of their missions, get to know the students, get back to them. And so that's how it kind of started. So going back to your original thought, which is your network. And so it was really leveraging my network to get it.
You've been doing that since 2017?
Yes.
So we're 9 years, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's long. Yeah.
It's been a fun ride.
It's been great. They have been wonderful. I also really like the educational aspect, and I do that with my practice, but I really like giving back to students. It's not just learning the material, but everybody wants to know the same things, which is, what do I do? How do I get into it? What type of industry? What position am I going to into? And I love just like the brainstorming aspect for them, because I have no stake in which company they go to. So it really is just listening to what their goals are.
I just came up with a really good idea.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about if what Heather's talking about right now, if what we're talking about here, the financial breakdown, the underwriting, the Argus, which you may not even know what Argus is, but we can get more into that, later. If that kind of stuff is of interest to you, drop a comment or hit the subscribe button now, because the idea I have, which I'm going to pitch to her when we get off camera, might blow your mind. So,
all right.
Yeah, now you want to know what it is.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. So make sure you subscribe, because you're going to want to know. She doesn't even know yet.
No.
So we're here at CREi Summit.
Yes.
And obviously the premise is technology, AI, social media. how are you using social media in your business to, further your business or expand your business, or, what are the benefits you're getting from it?
Yeah, so I've been amazingly impressed by just the caliber of professionals here and what they're doing, and definitely need to up my A game for sure. But I'm using it to leverage the relationships, and that's my key takeaway from here. And how can I improve and do better? Which is just like we meet in person, social media is another avenue to do that. So when I'm looking for business owners or to connect with people or people I've met here that are not locally, is how can I connect and stay connected with them? And so utilizing platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn, and I've been told that LinkedIn seems to be a really good place. So
I've heard more about LinkedIn over this week, and I use it, but clearly not using it enough. And I feel like the benefits I'm getting from it are pretty good. So, and we're not using it enough.
No, I agree with you. I need to improve because I wasn't using it well enough as well. So I'm excited to take those lessons away and implement it into my practice as well. But that's really the goal, and what I hear from people is use it for networking, connecting,
it's like
relationship
super
building.
Networking.
Yes.
Creates a ripple effect in your ability to expand outside of just your little community.
Yes.
Create the digital footprint.
100%.
And so which ones are you using?
Instagram and LinkedIn. I would say I've been Instagram more, but I'm going to try to shift more towards LinkedIn.
And I think we're connected on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so how are you using Instagram? Because it's not the one that's been talked about the most. I mean, we post to it all the time, but we're very heavy on video, obviously doing the podcasts and stuff like that. How have you been using it?
So I think with Instagram, and what I like about it is I know people are trending more with videos, but I really like the photo aspect or on the fly aspect as well, because there's two ways of using it. You have your posts. So I'll do more content that is permanent. It's more permanent posting about a deal I've done, but telling a story about the deal I've done, which I've also learned here is very important, is to tell the story, not just look what I did, look at me. And then there's the stories element, which is kind of in the moment. So if I'm walking past a business owner, or I want to elevate a business owner just on the fly, there's been people who shared those ideas here and do it, which is just whip out the phone, do a quick story, talk about the tenant or talk about the business owner, and you're done. So those are things that I'm using as well with Instagram, and tagging those business owners, tagging people so they see that you're active and doing things. And you're also, from twofold, is elevating their brands and their businesses while also letting people know what you're doing or I'm doing more about it. So that's what I'm using Instagram predominantly for.
I think Instagram's untapped in commercial real estate because LinkedIn is so heavy, and there's a lot of people that like to write with Twitter.
Yeah.
And so I think LinkedIn, there's an opportunity there to get out in front of a lot more people. I think a certain group of people have more comfort for Instagram. I know I definitely do. But I have not seen very many people utilizing it in commercial real estate. Yeah. A lot of residential.
Yes.
And residential has done a good job, so I think there's some good cues and things we could take from there. But again, and I keep, having this repetitive conversation with social media in commercial and the whole influencer thing, I think it's very different than a lot of other industries and niches.
Yeah.
I think the way that many of us are looking at influence in commercial is not how to monetize the influence, but how to leverage the influence to find deals, fund deals, and find people that are fun to do deals with.
I agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you won a teaching award?
I did. I've won 2. So it's like not to brag, but brag mode.
No, I'm validating you for this idea I have.
Okay, great. Yeah. So was it 2023, I won a transformational teaching award. They gave it out to different faculty in the business school. So that's where I predominantly teach.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And just it's really a transformational award, which is how am I utilizing these elements in the classroom? And then most recently, they tell you a little bit after the fact, I won an outstanding award from Pepperdine for teaching as well, which is based off of reviews, rankings, feedback from students, as well as other fellow faculty nominations who's contributed. So it was really lovely to receive that.
So I want to make sure we got that in. So we validate the whole teaching aspect, because I do think that that's a very key thing. You know, some people are really good at teaching and they have a lot to share, and I can get the sense that that's you. And there's probably a lot more that we can learn, and like, you know, especially with the whole the finance side of it is very, you know, very important. Like, we talk a lot about like the deal making side, but you can't make a deal if the finances don't make sense.
Right.
Or at least you can't make money on a deal. And you can save yourself a lot of money by knowing that it doesn't work. So I definitely wanted you guys to know that, you know, she's doing things right. She's not just going and teaching, but she's getting, you know, recognized for it. So thank you for joining me. And before we close this out, I know we talked about, where do you want people to come find you?
Oh, thank you so much. So since we're talking about the two platforms,
Yep.
Instagram, you can find me on Estate Match Realty, just as it's spelled. And LinkedIn, just search for my name, Heather Boren, Boren.
And you got a website you want to send anyone to?
You can check out my website, estatematchrealty.com.
Okay, so we're going to put all those links, as normal, down in the description below. And make sure you go click and learn more about Heather Boren. Heather, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.
It's the business time of the episode here. You know what to do. If you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Go ahead and share this out to somebody that you think would benefit from this episode or any of the episodes or videos on our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, come on now. Go ahead and subscribe. Smash that bell. Give us a like. Drop a comment down below. Tell us what you enjoyed about this. If there's anything else you have questions, because obviously you can ask Heather and she'd probably be more than happy to help answer those questions. And as usual, it's that time. Rent is due. Stay hungry, my friends. If you made it this far through and you landed here, it means you're serious about making money in commercial real estate. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already following for more great commercial real estate, and check out this video or this video. As always, stay hungry, my friends.